Hello, students. Wendy Ansley here, kinesiology professor at College of the Desert. I look forward to sharing with you kind of a fun, well-rounded sequence where we're going to have a lot of benefits. As always, I have 2 blocks and a strap nearby. And I'd like to at first share with you kind of the message of our sequence today. Really a message that I want to leave with you is, what is the definition of kindness? Okay, because kindness is so important, right? The definition is really somebody that brings warmth and value to somebody with no expectation in return. Somebody who brings warmth and value with no expectation in return. Always on the 4 corners of my mat, it's a time to reflect within through the postures in my breath, right? It's an opportunity to show kindness to myself, right? I truly believe that there's random acts of kindness that can change the world. Kindness is a movement. Let's be part of that kindness movement. Let's start warming up. And let's start with our straps. So I like to kind of warm up our upper body. So a sweatshirt, a strap, a jump rope, we're going to fold it in half. And we're going to take the strap and make it maybe just a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. So we're going to inhale, we're going to draw the strap up, and exhale, bring it back. Inhale, draw it up, exhale, bring it back. Let's continue this movement as we awaken the shoulder girdles and connect really to our entire body. Beautiful. Inhale, draw the strap up, exhale, bring it back several more times. Beautiful. Let's draw the strap to the side here. So this is what it looks like, okay? And we're going to draw this strap towards us and the shoulder blades move away. And then we're going to draw the strap back, shoulder blades towards each other. Draw the strap away, shoulder blades move away, and pull the strap away, and you feel the shoulder blades touching each other. Bring it towards us, they move away. Good. Scapular retraction, scapular protraction, healthy for the shoulder girdle. Beautiful. Draw the strap in front here. I like to shorten my how I hold the strap, maybe just a few inches here. I'm going to inhale, draw the strap up, and together I'm mirroring you. So you're going to come to the right here. And I want us to kind of open that left side of the body. Breathe into that release. And when you do that, kind of draw that right hip forward just a bit. Feel that release of the left side of the body. Inhale, rise. And now shift over to that left, a little lateral flexion of the spine. And draw, beautiful, you can feel that opening of the right side of the body. And draw that left hip forward just a bit. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Inhale, rise. And now we're going to open the chest, open the heart, draw the strap back. Feel the upper spine moving through the heart. Inhale, rise. What a beautiful way to start our practice. Let's do 2 cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. As we fold our hands in Anjali Mudra, I want you, heart-centered here, I want you to lower your head to your fingertips. Take a moment to reflect and know that kindness really is free. You can sprinkle it wherever you go throughout your day with your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Maybe reflect on a person in your life that might need some kindness expressed to them. Maybe it's yourself. Gently look up. Starting off with 2 classical Surya Namaskaras, root into the ground, awaken the arches in the feet, active legs, spread those toes. Inhale, draw those arms up, energy out the fingertips. Exhale, we're going to swan dive down. We'll do a little dynamic forward fold here as we are awakening. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, hands to the shins, the thighs, or the ground. Gaze forward and down. On the exhale, we're going to frame the feet. We're going to step that right leg back, and we're going to plantar flex the back foot. We're going to do 1 to 2 dynamics, and we're going to inhale, beautiful low lunge, preparing us for our practice. Press into the ground, draw length in the spine, breathe into the back hip, draw the shoulders down the back, gaze up, kindness to yourself. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Gently release. Frame the foot. We're going to connect to runner's pose here, back leg straight. Press the palms into the ground. Inhale, draw that left leg to hip level, one-legged down dog. Square the hips. Rotate that pinky inward just a bit. Gently lower the feet. We're going to come into Phalakasana. Shoulders over the hands, heels over the balls of the feet. Draw the belly button towards the spine. Dome the upper back just slightly. We're going to stay here several breaths. Core awakening. Draw the right knee to the chest, to the nose. Dome the upper back a bit. Place the right foot next to the right hand. 1 to 2 dynamics. And we're going to inhale, root into the ground. Draw those arms up. Length in the spine. Inhale, exhale through the nose and breathe into this left hip. Beautiful. Gently lower the hands, frame the foot, connect. Runner's pose, back leg straight. Firm that right hip. Step that back foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift, either hands to the shins, the thighs, or the ground. Exhale, forward fold. This is where I want to start just kind of awakening the wrists a little bit. Fingers come towards us, and we just kind of rock side to side. I like to always come into a little wrist flexibility, a little wrist mobility. Fingers come towards one another, and we rock side to side. Fingers move away from one another, and we rock side to side. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up, open the chest, open the heart, embrace kindness. Be part of the kindness movement. Exhale, heart centered. Inhale, draw those arms up. Energy out the fingertips. Exhale, come into swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Framing the feet, we're going to step that left leg back, lower the left knee to the ground, hands to the hips, start vertical, and then come into the pose. This time I want us to try to clasp those hands behind. We draw the shoulder blades towards one another, but yet we open the chest, we open the heart, and we also open the shoulders, preparing For our practice today, we'll stay here several breaths. Beautiful low lunge. Frame the foot. Runner's pose. Gaze forward. Firm that right hip. Press the hands into the ground. Sweep that right leg up, one-legged down dog. And I even like to kind of engage my back leg, every muscle, so the back leg is straight. I almost awaken it from the arch of the foot as well. On the exhale, we're going to transition back into plank. Good. Core awakening. Push into the ground. I like to almost take my fingers and press them into the ground. A little bit of finger strength here. We call that Pada Bandha. A little bit of strength in the hands. Beautiful. And draw my belly button to the spine. Engage my quadriceps. Powerful plank. Draw the left knee to the chest, to the nose. Place the left foot next to the left hand. Lower the right knee to the ground. Gently lower. And this time, clasp those hands and open the chest. Open the heart. You can feel the shoulder blades coming towards one another. And you're preparing the shoulders for the practice. Gently release. Frame the foot, connect. Runner's pose, back leg straight. Draw that left hip back, firm the left hip. Step, bring that back foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift, either to the hands or the shins, the thighs, or the ground. Exhale, come into deep forward fold. Come more to the midfoot. See if you can kind of walk those hands back and draw the sternum and chest close to the shins. Still come more to the midfoot. And use the breath to breathe into any stiffness, any pain. Gently bend the knees, open the chest, open the heart. Kindness is a movement. Exhale, heart center. Beautiful. Come to the center of the mat. We're going to work on Malasana here. Some of you may need to use a block. Okay? And you might take your feet. So our heels, our legs, our feet are a little bit wider, a few inches wider than our normal hip stance. Heels rotated in and toes rotated out. For some of us, we may take the block behind us because we might have a hard time coming into this pose. Major hip opener here. Simple, profound prayer squat. Malasana. Root into the ground. Draw the energy. Arms up. Let's clasp those hands here. Exhale, come into beautiful Malasana. Some of us may sit on the block. Some of us may not need the block. This is where my elbows come inside my knees. I draw length in the spine. I'm not rounded forward with my spine. I root into the ground and I feel the breath almost from the tailbone rise through my crown of my head and I gaze forward. Beautiful Malasana. We'll stay here several breaths. Breathe into any stiffness, any tightness. I'm going to take my hands now and curl them over the toes and just come into a little dynamic hamstring flexibility. On the exhale, I'm going to straighten those legs. Inhale, look up. Dynamic. Exhale, straighten those legs. Inhale, look up. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, look up. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, look up, and we'll stay here. We're going to grow the pose. Beautiful. You're going to take your right hand down and your left arm up, and you're simply growing the pose. Almost the heart comes towards the ceiling. Believe in what we're doing. Nourish your body, your mind, and your soul with the breath and the postures. Come back center. Again, random acts of kindness can change the world. Draw that left hand down. Draw that right arm up. Come back center. Kindness begins with yourself. Forgive yourself sometimes. Coming to another expression of Malasana, we're going to internally rotate the femurs a bit. We'll start with a gentle expression for the beginning students. So I'm going to frame your right foot. I'm going to frame it, and I'm going to draw that left knee down, and I'm going to come back up. I'm going to frame your left foot here, and you're going to draw that right knee down, and you're going to come back up. You're going to keep repeating that. And then some of us are going to do it with our hands heart-centered. And we're really going to embrace mobility and the brain here as we draw. Let's start here. Let's start this way together. Let's start left knee down, come up. Right knee down, come up. Left knee down, come back. Right knee down, and stay here several breaths. Rooting into the ground. On the inhale, draw lengthen the spine. Inhale and rise. Cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Taking the blocks out. With this pose, we're going to add a little flow. We're just going to do a little flow here from down dog, plank, to chaturanga and up dog. Now for some of us, that's a little bit hard, chaturanga. We know we can bend the knees. We've done this modification before. Whatever we can, and maybe you're just going to hold down dog today. It's up to you, okay? Heel of the hands on the blocks. The blocks are shoulder width apart. We're going to exhale as we come into down dog. Firm those thighs. Beautiful. Draw the shoulder blades down the back ribs. And heels are in line with the pinky toe, and draw the belly button to the spine, tailbone back and down. Breathe into any pain, any discomfort. On the transition, we're going to come into plank. Beautiful. Beginners can lower to their knees and partial chaturanga to up dog. Otherwise, keep those elbows close to the side. Let's bend those elbows. Draw the sternum and chest forward. My shoulders are in line with the elbows. You can do this, right? We can do this. Inhale, we press through the tops of the feet. Simple, profound, upward facing dog. Sacrum towards the knees. Broaden the collarbones. Open the chest, open the heart. Open to kindness. Exhale, come over the tops of the feet. Come back into beautiful downward facing dog. Feel those inner thighs kind of spiraling back, all creating length in the spine. This is a magical pose, down dog. So good for you. Breathe into it. Walk it forward. I'm going to keep my feet hip width apart here. Coming into a spinal twist from Uttanasana, I'm going to bend the right leg. I'm pressing into the right block, and I'm drawing that left arm up, coming into a beautiful little spinal twist. Stay in your several breath cycles. On the exhale, I'm going to lower the left hand to the ground. I'm going to bend the left knee. And this time, draw my right arm up towards the ceiling, coming into this beautiful little spinal twist from Uttanasana, forward fold. Exhale, lower, come back into forward fold. Breathe into those hamstrings. Gently bend the knees. Open the chest. Open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. And now we're going to come onto the stomach. So we're really coming into kind of the nitty gritty of our sequence today. Our peak posture is going to be Dhanurasana, bow pose. But we're going to prepare for Dhanurasana. We're going to prepare for this. And Dhanurasana is a beautiful pose that strengthens your entire spine and it kind of massages your digestive organs within the stomach here. So it's an amazing thing for our spine, and yoga is the science of healthy living. We're going to start off in Sphinx pose. So I'm going to keep my feet together on this, and I'm going to draw my shoulders over my elbows. And I draw my elbows in just a bit. I rotate them in just a bit. And I'm pressing through the tops of the feet. The knees are off the ground. I'm pressing through my forearms and my palms. And we're going to stay here several breaths. Beautiful. I'm going to keep my right elbow rotated in a bit, and we're going to come into a half frog. I'm preparing you for a practice. So we're going to bend the left leg, and we're going to clasp on the inside of the left foot, and we're pressing into the forearm. We're not just collapsing into the shoulder. And we're kind of drawing the heel almost towards the outer hip, towards the ground. I'm flexible enough where I start to take the fingers over the toes, and you see how my elbow is up. And I'm gazing forward. This is amazing for really the internal rotators of the hip and the quadriceps. I'm preparing. These are all preparatory postures for Dhanurasana. We'll stay here several breaths. Gently release. Come back into Sphinx pose. Broaden those collarbones. Rotate the left elbow in just a bit. This time bend the right leg and clasp on the inside of the foot as we try to get the heel towards the buttocks or the ground. And so now I'm going to take my fingers over the toes. Good, and my elbow is up, and I'm trying to get the heel towards the outer right hip and towards the ground. Awesome. We'll stay here several breaths. Gently release. Let's rest onto the stomachs for a little bit and just kind of maybe breathe into any stiffness, any pain. I'm going to rest on my forehead. I tuck my chin in lightly and I just lengthen the cervical vertebrae a bit. Preparing for the next one, we're going to come into half bow. So let's just kind of draw maybe the left chin forward a bit here at first. We're going to interlace the fingers. And on this one, we're going to inhale, lengthen. It's all about the exhale, kicking up. So inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, we're going to kick, and lift here to open the chest and prepare the back for the practice. As we kick, we use the arms to lift up. Beautiful. We're preparing here. We're awakening the shoulders. Continue to kick with the exhale. Gently release. We're really preparing for the practice and half bow there. Let's relax and draw the left ear towards the ground. And when I do this, I take my chin and I almost move it kind of diagonally towards my right shoulder. Nice and gentle. If your neck hurts, just rest the forehead onto the ground. Gently release. Face forward. Let's bring the chin forward here. Let's take those hands and clasp them a few inches below the toes and the tops of the feet. Nice strong clasp. Inhale, create length. Exhale, kick up. Kick up. Beautiful. Kick higher. Use the arms to lift. Continue to kick. Stay here several breaths. Gently release. And this time, draw your right ear towards the ground and draw the left chin almost diagonally to the left shoulder. It's okay to close the eyes, stay here several breaths. Beautiful. Facing forward, resting the forehead onto the ground. We're going to prepare for full Dhanurasana. And know in this one that the exhale leads that strong kick. And as you kick, you use the arms to leverage and lift higher. And as we're strengthening the back, but we're going to open the chest and the heart. So we're going to bend both legs here. And we're going to clasp a few inches. My toes are actually touching. Clasping a few inches below the toes here. Inhale, create length. We're going to look up here. And exhale, we're going to begin to kick. Kick higher. Come onto the stomach a little bit. As we kick higher, use the arms, leverage the opening of the chest and the shoulders. It's okay to kind of gaze up, look up, stay here several breaths. Gently release. Beautiful. Let's rest the forehead onto the ground. Stay here several breaths. Breathe into any stiffness, any pain. Some of you may stay here a little bit longer, but I'd like us to practice one more time, or some of us might take a child's pose. But if you can, let's practice this again. If you're not in any pain, we're going to bend the legs. And maybe some of us are just simply staying here where we're trying to clasp the feet here. We're working on clasping the feet. Beautiful. We begin to gaze forward here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, begin to kick up, kick and lift, kick and lift, kick up. Open the chest, open the heart. Use the kick and the arms to leverage the opening of the chest. Gaze up, gaze up. Gently release. Rest the forehead onto the ground. Breathe into any stiffness, any pain. As we transition, we're going to come into a little wide-legged child's pose here as we big toes touching, widen the knees. We're just going to breathe into a little spinal lengthening here. The palms are shoulder width apart. We press through the palms. Rest the forehead onto the ground. My elbows are off the ground here, and I simply send my hips back, all creating length in the spine. Gently rise. We're going to come onto our backs here. Beautiful. And we're going to start with the knees to the chest. We're still kind of neutralizing the spine a little bit. And often we do a spinal twist fairly closely after a back bend. But we're going to start with clasping the shins and drawing the knees towards the chest. But when we do this, I want you to breathe evenly into the spine, both on the left and the right side. And think about almost getting the tailbone towards the ground. This is a supine forward fold, and we want to breathe evenly. We're going to guide both knees now over to the right, and we're going to place the hand on the left knee here, and then the left shoulder back as we gaze over the left shoulder. And we're going to reset here. Guide both knees back to the center. And now over to the left. Gaze over the right shoulder. Left hand on the right knee, gaze over the right shoulder. Breathe into that release of the upper and center back. Gently reset, come back center. And this time, we're going to come into happy baby pose. So we're going to widen the knees here. The heels are drawing in, the toes out, happy baby pose. Beginners will keep the hands on the thighs and they're going to draw the knees towards the ground. A little bit more advanced, they're going to draw the arms on the inside and we're going to clasp outer edges of the feet. And we're going to draw the knees towards the shoulders, towards the ground, and we're going to breathe evenly into the hips, into both sides of the lower back. And some of us, again, I'm one of them, one side a little bit, sometimes more off than the other, and I want to breathe into the symmetry. Inhale, exhale, close the eyes. Knees towards the shoulders, towards the ground. Open the hips. Gently release. Preparing for our relaxation, our Shavasana. I often do one last long stretch. Reach my arms and legs in opposite directions. Kind of move the spine in two ways. Neutralize the spine. And then I'm going to just let everything go, reflecting back on kindness, adding warmth and value to somebody, but with no expectation in return. Relax the palms, relax the feet. Kindness begins with me. Just truly let everything go as we nestle and begin this regeneration. Kindness is recognizing the light in everyone. Similar to the message of Namaste. And as you let everything go here, you're going to take as long as Shavasana as you would like. Letting everything go.